Of course I'm ready.
Thank you guys for joining us at the MattCast podcast. I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host, Matty
My
Heavy.
fingers wet now.
I just drew a blink right there. I forgot how I normally open shit up.
Well,
Well,
you want to start with Iowa State?
Yeah, sure. Who could tell?
Yeah.
So I only watched about a quarter, almost 2 full quarters of the game before I turned it off.
I was watching, so my lunch at work, happenstance, was like right after their second drive.
Yeah.
Um, and I was watching. I was like, it's a close game.
Yeah.
Like I was not counting them out until the fourth quarter when Beck threw. Did he throw a pick six? To kind of yeah. That's when I was like, all right, it's done.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, it's
And
done.
yeah,
Because I was like, Iowa State's a second half team. They're a really good second
Yeah.
half team. The problem is, can you actually click on that game?
Yeah, I
I
can.
think
As much as I hate it, but
it should still be on the top 25 list.
I just pulled up Big 12
Oh, okay.
anyway.
So
Yeah.
if you go, can you click on like their box score? I believe Kansas scored like 5 drives in a row after their first.
Yeah, so KU was
We'll go to play by play or Gamecast. Sorry. Oh no, that works. Just so yeah. So they got a 4 and out. So defense is going good. Score a touchdown. And then K-State leaned forward in their chair. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. Field goal, half, touchdown, missed field goal, punt, and the game. So
yeah. It was heartbreaking. That's like I think it was like 2 minutes left on the clock is when I turned off this Iowa State game.
mm,
I'm just sitting there like I've seen this show too many times.
mm-hmm.
I already know what's going to happen. It's going to be really close.
We
and then
called this trap game too early. And I
Yeah.
think I was like, hey, they're coming out of a bye.
yeah,
Like this is
Yeah.
the most opportune for them to lose.
yeah, and like I'm upset, but also I'm happy though because this week we're going to the Iowa State Cincinnati game.
Yeah, and you need to know how good of a friend I am because I'm giving up a lot to go to this game.
Oh yeah,
So UFC is going on, big game or big
Big match, yeah.
big fights on that one, and the Huskers, which
Yeah.
will be driving or tailgating. So I'll probably
You
get
could probably
to
just
see a little bit of it.
pop it up and
Yeah.
like if anything, pop in the headphones. I don't think anybody will blame you.
Well, yeah, because I'm gonna
Yeah.
have potentially JP with
Yeah.
us, so he's gonna another Skurs fan.
Yeah, and like no fault there. I get it on
So
your
the
guys'
fit is
point.
brand new.
Yes,
We're
the
not
hat
gonna
is a
say
bit too tight.
real. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't look. I don't like the shallow.
Yeah,
Is it fully?
It is on 2, and if I do 1, it's
Yeah,
just
it's gonna have that weird
angle thing. Like if I do 1, if there was 2 more eyelets or whatever, I think it would be perfect.
Now, can it be said something maybe about the hair?
Probably. Actually, 1 kind of sits good. So I
Yeah.
guess I'll just have to go with 1. It could be the hair too.
Yeah,
But also, I'm not gonna cut my hair anytime soon.
What about mullet Matt?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to do like the Brandon Herrera, John Wick, like just straight slick back.
Brandon Herrera, John Wick. Was he in John Wick?
No, but like the Brandon Herrera look, how like it's just straight back. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like the John Wick,
Jules,
it's
come here.
it's either between the middle part like John Wick has, and it's just long.
Come here.
But I think I'm just gonna go straight like slick back, look like the Jedi mullet.
You should try it out first to see if you like it, because
I've already kind of combed my hair back like that.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's just I need to get my because I normally just do a comb over.
Yeah.
I need to get this one side that's longer evened up with the other side, and that's pretty much it. Like I think.
Well, so where I was going with that is how much was the sweatshirt and the hat?
Only $80.
Only $80.
Yeah.
That's better because I mean, you're the first sweatshirt you're looking to buy.
This one was only 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I was looking at
And
that.
I went for the more generic one
Yeah.
too because of As much as I want the old school vintage like Iowa State stuff,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mm.
no. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I really miss the old school like cyclone one where it's the actual tornado with Psy.
Mhm.
Um, that logo is probably one of my favorites,
Mhm.
and I wish I'd bought more merch of that when I was, 8, 12.
See, if you're living in Ames, I'd recommend doing a like just yard sale and just
Yeah,
go after all because there's
yeah.
so many people that probably do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That or like is estate sales.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
too. But yeah, talk about the potential plan for that Saturday, man.
Okay, so well, so the game is at 7. So
Mhm.
and they open up the gates for parking for tailgating 6 hours beforehand. So we're gonna get in right about I want to give us a little bit more like 1:30 to 2ish.
That's fine. Yeah.
Um
Is there any traditional things that Iowa State tends to do for
they
their
have their
tailgate
they
or?
have their initial like opening up and like clapping for the team as they come in.
Mm,
Normal college sports stuff where they party a little bit there, but
mm.
most of it is just drinking and playing cornhole and shit like that.
Okay.
So it's just
So you
typical
typical,
Midwest.
yeah.
Like, there's no real traditions or anything for
Okay.
it other than just hanging out, cooking up some brats, burgers, hot dogs.
Yeah,
Um,
your family's gonna be there. Are they? Or do we need to bring anything for that?
um, I asked about beer and
Yeah.
if we needed to bring anything. She said no, we're good. I'll double check and make sure. Like, but
Worst comes to
probably
worst,
like
we just send them money or
yeah,
something.
we could probably bring some like side dishes, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, um, yeah, I didn't really like. It was mostly I'm gonna be talking with her a little bit later
Well,
on
let's
tonight, but
here actually let's save this for next week when we go into like the next
oh,
this
okay,
upcoming week so
okay,
that yeah because
yeah,
I'm curious about like the odds and all that
yeah,
stuff. So
um,
let's keep going
okay,
about last week.
okay.
So yeah, you guys are like officially out of the
Out
playoff
of the playoffs,
look.
but on the coaches poll, we're at 25.
Yeah.
So that gives me a little bit of hope that like we're probably 26, 27 on
Mm-hmm.
the AP poll, but
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, it was not a heartbreaking day for me. But
Oregon staying number one.
yep,
Took care
Ohio,
of business in Maryland or sorry versus Maryland.
mhm,
The Ohio State staying at number two. Just, I mean, poor
yep,
Purdue fans,
or
man.
Purdue,
That was, yeah,
45-0.
yeah, that student
Yeah.
section is going mild at best.
Um, Georgia lost to Ole Miss 28-10.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big upset right there.
A couple big upsets. I
Yeah.
mean, the one you
Miami
just
lost to Georgia
mentioned,
Tech.
this one right
Yep.
here.
Which speaking of which, every Florida team except for the Dolphins
Mm-hmm.
lost this weekend.
Yeah. Georgia Tech, I mean, the videos of them storming the field and taking those goalposts are
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think it's just one of those things that, like, if you know that it's coming,
Mhm.
like, how much are you really paying those people
Yeah.
to do the security? How much is it real? Like, you should probably tell your people, like,
Yeah.
hey, man, I don't want to get into a lawsuit over because sooner
Mhm.
or later the students are gonna,
Yeah. Get violent at some point. Yeah.
yeah. So
Fucking yeah.
maybe just like, hey, just let them take
Let them
it.
through.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like if you can stop the onesies and twosies,
Yeah.
but as soon as it becomes like 10, 15, that's when it starts becoming a little bit harder. And then they just find the crack in the seam.
But when you're looking at it, like when it's Georgia Tech, and the thing that I saw is they were already storming the field when there was still like a
Yeah.
minute 20 left on the clock.
Yeah.
Like they were ready to get out
Well, I
there.
mean, when you're fucking what are they, 6-4
Hmm.
going up against
Well, they would have been 5-4 going
yeah,
versus a 9-0 team.
yeah. It's
You
just like
know, ACC. You know, I don't know whatever history they have
yeah,
in the ACC. I can only imagine Miami is not.
normally better.
And it's the first week that me and you give Miami
Miami,
their
they're yeah,
flowers, and they fucking
they shit on us.
yeah.
Um, Texas beat Florida
I don't know why
49-17.
people were acting like this was a closer game than
Yeah,
what it was.
I don't either. I was watching a little bit of it. I'm like,
Hmm.
I, I can say in the first quarter, yes, it was a lot closer than I anticipated it to be
Right.
in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I was sitting like, oh wow, like Florida's putting up a chance, and then yeah, they were doing well on defense. Like they didn't score in the first quarter or second quarter, but they were doing extremely well on defense. let a couple drives go through them.
Mm-hmm.
Started getting in the second quarter. I'm like, oh, okay, this is
Mm,
oh,
yeah.
e. Um, Penn State beat Washington. Tennessee beat Mississippi State.
Indiana
Um,
took care of business with
yeah,
Michigan. Not a whole lot of upsets here.
Utah almost beat BYU.
Yeah.
Um,
Fourth quarter
yeah,
little
fourth quarter
comeback.
comeback.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say real second half comeback.
Yeah,
Looks like they went on and scored 12 points in the second half.
Utah scored 21 points in the second quarter alone. That
Mm-hmm.
is, I wonder
But
if they're.
and then just did absolutely nothing with
Yeah,
it with the rest of the game. Didn't watch that game, so I can't speak on it.
me
But
neither. Um, Notre Dame beat Florida State 52-3.
no shock there.
Our friend Josh has said like this needs to be a study from last year being like
Oh,
in the argument that they should be in the playoffs to this year dog shit.
mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, that that should be like a sports analyst like study just to see what happened there. Alabama beat LSU 42-13. I thought that would have been a lot closer, but
Mm-hmm.
um, Boise State beat Nevada 28-21. We already talked about that one.
No, what was that one? I'm sorry. What?
No,
Sorry,
no,
no.
no,
I
it's
think the
fine.
people need to see it.
Um, Virginia beat Pittsburgh 24-19,
We
which
watched. We had a clip on
yeah,
our stream
the
before.
refs were not set. So the play that Pitt had stopped them on a fourth and inches,
Yeah, fourth and
yeah,
inches somewhere like
had to
that.
get replayed, and then Virginia went up the field and then ended up getting a field goal to win by 5. And they,
Which like I don't know anything about like it looked like there was enough refs there, and I think
yeah,
as long as the line judges are good,
hmm,
and I know there's other stuff that goes into it,
yeah,
but like
that's kind of fucked.
that's yeah.
Personally,
Mm-hmm.
I would be if I was in Pittsburgh. Okay, first off, if I was the cops there at the stadium, I
Mm-hmm.
am ushering those refs out as
Oh.
soon as the clock hits
Mm-hmm.
0.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be standing on the field. It's like, nah, we getting out. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like Colorado beat Texas Tech 41-27. Washington beat Utah 49-28. Or
Wazoo.
Washington
Yeah.
State, yeah. Clemson beat Virginia Tech 24-14. Missouri beat Oklahoma 30-23. And then Army beat North Texas 14-3.
Hey, we're doing the podcast right now.
Oh shit. Can I come over though?
Yeah, you can come over. All right. See you soon. Bye.
Do we want to just hop into next week's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nebraska didn't play. Thank
Yeah.
God. You can't lose in a bye week. So
I just love all those memes about the Cowboys still losing somehow on their bye week.
yeah.
Always gets me. For the top 25 games,
Do you want to try to do the ranking? The ranking
not
game?
this week.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still too depressed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you're out of it.
Yeah.
You're like, it's
Um
24 Iowa State. It's 25 Iowa State.
um Ohio State beats North or
Nope.
sorry.
Nope.
Well, I'm
Looking in
calling
the
it
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Ohio State I just looked at it and automatically knew. Oh yeah, Ohio State's winning. But Ohio State is playing against Northwestern this week uh in Chicago, which okay, so
Mhm.
call me ignorant and also stupid. I had no idea Northwestern was in Chicago for like the longest time until College Football 25 came out.
I mean, I don't think you're dumb for that because I mean, it's not like specific. Like you would think it'd be like Chicago University
Yeah,
or something like that. The only reason I knew that is because they're Big Ten,
yeah,
and I think
and
Nebraska played there last year.
yeah, and I've just never known that until this year when playing College Football 25.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
neat. So I was also curious too, like, why doesn't Chicago have a big college?
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, what the fuck? And then, yeah, for years I'd wondered why they don't have a college team.
Never Googled
Yeah,
it.
never Googled it. Just was just like, huh. Texas against Arkansas,
hmm
Utah against Colorado.
you got to get on this position of like I need these teams to beat
Yes.
Colorado. Problem is Utah's not the
Well,
person to
and
do it.
see, Utah put up a chance against BYU.
They
Now, I don't
did,
know if
yeah.
it's just rivalry put up a chance, or is it Utah does have a spark to them. That's what I'm curious about.
But you're kind of looking at the point of the season
Yeah.
where
It's
I
not
mean
looking
Colorado's on a roll.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. I don't have high hopes for Utah, but I really hope
well,
Utah
you need
wins.
them to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clemson against Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh is now out of the top 25 after their loss,
Yep.
which I think is a travesty. Tulane, who's now number 25, is up against Navy. Um,
I can potentially see Navy,
yeah, I could see
because they were doing really well in the
but
beginning.
Tulane's also a pretty good team.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean
They've
they're
consistently
6-0
over
in the American
yeah,
League, like American League, excuse me. That
the American
division,
Conference.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see Tulane and Navy have a good game, but I
yeah,
also can absolutely see it being a blowout one-sided.
yeah,
There's literally no in between. It's either a complete blowout or it's
neck and neck.
yeah, neck and neck. No idea who this team is. Mercer is going up against Alabama this week.
But they're 9-1. Can we look to see who the hell Mercer has played?
Mercer has played against Presbyterian, where they won 63-10. Bethune, 31-2.
So this is like a minor, right? This is one of those
Yeah.
like minor league teams.
Uh,
Why the fuck are they playing Alabama?
2024. They're the Southern Conference. Bethune is 31-2, or it's 31-2.
They play the
So
Citadel.
somehow
But
they got a safety on this team against Mercer. Chattanooga, they won 10-3. The Citadel 38-21. Wofford,
yeah, Wolford.
22-3. Princeton 34-7. Stanford 55-36. West Carolina 44-34. ETSU 37-31. VMI. So the Virginia Military Institute as
Yeah, they
well.
played them in the fucking Citadel.
But then you also have Alabama. Imagine being the one scheduling that, especially for Alabama. It's just
I
like,
don't
oh
get
yeah,
it.
late season we're gonna play against a nobody team,
Yeah, I don't get it. But
even though they're not really a
you're
nobody
too far
team,
down, buddy.
but like also they're a nobody team to the rest of the world.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah,
I Part of me kind of wants to throw the game on while we're driving, like just to see what the hell happens.
yeah,
Um, Penn State against Purdue, poor Purdue.
yeah.
Virginia
One
against
and
Notre
nine.
Dame. I don't have high hopes for Virginia, but also at the same time, they got a shot. Um,
SMU's playing a hockey school.
yep. Louisville versus Stanford. LSU against Florida.
Mhm.
Game to watch: Missouri, South Carolina. Boise State against San Jose State.
Man, look at those. Look at the spread on South Carolina. They're -12.
Damn.
Yeah, so they're not really putting a whole lot of hope in
In Mizzou's
new
Mizzou's case. Arizona State against K State.
K
Oregon.
State needs to win out if they want
Yeah.
to stay competitive.
Oregon against Wisconsin. Tennessee against Georgia. That
Oh,
is a
especially
definite
with
game to
like
watch.
how Georgia just played this
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech. I mean, and they're playing in Georgia.
Yeah.
Those Tennessee fans want another reason to take another goalpost for a
hmm
ride.
Well, it's going to be in Georgia.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
oh yeah.
You don't think the visitors are going to try to
I don't think the
take that
visitors
back down
no.
to Tallahassee or whatever the fuck else in
They're going to take it
Tennessee,
all the way from Athens, Georgia
dude?
to
I
Tallahassee
think so. Not Tallahassee,
or
that's Florida.
fucking
Fucking Knoxville
Knox
or
Nashville.
Nashville, whichever fucking Bill.
We're so great at this.
Hmm.
New Mexico State against Texas A&M. Washington State against New Mexico, and then Kansas against BYU. Which, with how Kansas played last week, for as if I'm on BYU, I'm sitting there like they have like I'd be a little bit scared
Do you think
right
they're do
there.
you think they're looking at it like that, or they're like fraud alert? Like,
Well, so I remember early season.
what's with the shirt?
Well, I was gonna wear a shirt to the gym, and the shirt I wore yesterday sold like fish, so I just wore my hoodie.
Oh.
My hoodie was wet, and I didn't want to be outside wet.
Okay,
Fair enough.
fair enough.
But like KU was predicted to lead the Big 12 at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
Predicted. Yeah, predicted to.
We
And like,
predicted that the Jets would lead
Yeah.
the AFC East. So
but like, so they were predicted just based off their talent that they had,
yeah,
and they played. There'd be sparks of it, and like the week before they played Iowa State, they showed the spark that they had that they were predicted to, but they still ended up losing.
I'll tell you, with the spread
It's-
being, was that negative 2.5 or
Yeah.
25?
2.5.
I mean, if you got like $100,
Yeah. Throw it in. Like, honestly, you go, yeah, put it on Kansas, see what happens. I
Yeah.
mean, they have started to get their act together. KU has, and I
Mhm.
hate saying that as an Iowa State fan wearing Iowa
Mhm.
State gear.
Mm,
It pains me,
mhm.
but they definitely have gotten it back, especially after that loss that Iowa State just had.
Mhm.
And I could potentially see them winning out the rest of their. I just want to confirm before I'm speaking out of my ass, but
What do you want to?
on who they're playing. So BYU, Colorado, and Baylor. So they have a chance to win against BYU. I'd love to see them beat Colorado
Mm,
and guaranteed win over Baylor. I'm calling Baylor a guaranteed lock for KU.
mm.
Um, but I'd love to see the win over BYU and Colorado. And it's not just me being biased and hoping, oh, hey.
Mhm.
But like, I genuinely think that they have a chance on those games with how they performed over the last couple weeks. That and the genuine improving throughout the season.
If anything, depending on how Colorado does against Utah,
Yeah,
I would, next week, that's when I'd make my pick
yeah,
on um that kind of. Sorry,
So
I just lost my whole train of
yeah,
thought. But like that, that's when I would go. All right, can Kansas beat and upset
Yeah.
Colorado next week?
Yeah.
That would be.
and how well Kansas does this week against BYU.
Yeah.
We're gonna be going to the Cincinnati Iowa State game,
Yep.
which the odds right now are 10 for Iowa State or minus 10. Um, yeah, it's 70 to 20 or 70 to 29%, almost 30. Uh,
Man, that Cincinnati money line though.
yeah. The Big 12 conference right now: BYU, Colorado, Iowa State, K State, Arizona,
State.
Arizona State, West Virginia, TCU, Texas Tech, Cincinnati, Baylor, Houston, Kansas, UCF, Arizona, Utah, Oklahoma State, who is 0-7. Or no, in conference they're 0-7. But so what are your predictions for this game?
Well,
I'm gonna back out of that one just so I can pull up Big Ten.
the big thing that we usually talk about and a highlighted point is Iowa State's defense.
Yes. Where were they last week?
They wherever they like
They were
just
Waldo last week.
completely just not there.
Not there at all.
And I was watching a lot of those highlights to go like, where did it go wrong?
Yeah.
Um,
And like I was sitting there, we've done very well.
was it
throughout-
Iowa State that because one of the teams kicked a field goal that was so wide right.
It was Iowa State.
That was Iowa
yeah.
State. Yeah, I saw
And that was
that.
against Texas Tech.
Oh, that was Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I remember seeing that one, but
Yeah.
um,
And it was like a 50-yarder, which
I
he's kicked.
mean,
No, it was a 48-yarder after he kicked a 50-yard field goal earlier.
Yeah,
And then he's
yeah.
also kicked a 54-yarder against Iowa. So it's like, he can do it.
mhm.
What happened there?
For the defense though, but I mean, like when you're looking at it, like how many different times when we said
Yeah.
at the beginning, like it was what? So they got a 4-play, 4-and-out.
Yeah.
Great. Give Iowa State the ball quick in the first quarter.
Mhm.
They go down there and score.
Yeah.
Cool. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Iowa State has a problem in the first half. This is well known. We've seen it all
Yep.
year. get a 4-play drive, give the ball back to our offense, they go down and score, and then the defense just did nothing, and the offense,
Yeah.
They tried back in the
Yeah.
second half, but
They sputtered out, and
So,
it's.
I don't know if that's just, if it was a play calling thing, if it's just like, hey,
I want to assume it's probably a play calling thing mixed with a little bit of the players themselves. Because it just seemed like watching all the games so far this season, Iowa State's done very well against the deep ball. Like whenever it's been used against them. And most teams, after they tried a couple times, are like, fuck it, we're not trying this anymore. And for some reason, this game, like, they were just burning us down the field.
And I think that's the first game too that the score truly got ran away from you guys, and you had to play like, okay, urgent, fast pickup. We got to do
and
all
not
this
doing
shit.
our normal pace offense, which like Rocco Beck has shown that he can do the fast paced stuff, but he can only do it for so long, and it's usually 1 or 2
before
drives
he makes a mistake, and doesn't end up selling it for you guys.
And that's when it comes into play that like you need to play offense all 4 quarters. You need to be producing all 4 quarters. Even if you get down the field, you kick a field goal or kick a punt at the 40-yard line, you're at least pitting them within their own 10.
Yeah.
And then you get that field advantage throughout the next couple drives as long as your defense can hold.
Yeah, if you get a stop there,
yeah,
then you get the ball back, hopefully back at the 40.
40 on your side, maybe the 30. But even there,
but
it's just like
plenty of way to go down the field. So.
And it's just a whole back and forth and what ifs we could play all day. But
so my thing is, if you look at it overall, it was a whole team loss.
Yeah.
But I think the best way they can stay in it is if the defense is present, which I would say both times that you guys have lost,
the defense has.
I won't say just but I think you can't just.
There was a noticeable difference with Iowa State's defense.
Yeah, which that's what I'm kind of getting at. Is it a play calling defensive, like, hey, this scheme, like they've been doing this scheme all year, and now coaches are like, okay,
have they figured it out?
This is where we're starting to see, like, okay, some teams have done as well here, and here, and this is what we're just gonna press.
Yeah.
So
and like, I love that 3-5-5. Let me make sure I'm not.
3-3-5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Tony White does.
That 3-3-5.
Yeah.
I like that lineup just from like it makes sense. Like you protect the deep ball and you are.
Who do what? I took her on like a short one when we first got in.
Well,
if you want to, but not like. I got you. I got you, buddy.
But like.
I like that look.
Yeah, I like that look, but when you are not getting,
if you can create pressure with that front three, if you got to bring in one of the one of your linebackers,
and I think that's what happened against KU, because they were even talking about it. Like, there's just been absolutely no pressure on the KU's defense, so it could be KU's offensive line was just better than the 3 that we had up there. And even when we did blitz, it did really nothing, and then all it did was just take a defender away from the pass. But yeah, it was just like we were not getting the pressure on there, and that's the one thing that I don't like about the 3-3-5 is just because, like, sometimes if it's a good offensive line, you can't have good pressure. So how does the defense coordinator handle that? Have they prepared for this throughout the season? Like, okay, cool, 3-3-5 isn't working.
But even 3-3-5, even if you don't have them spread out like you're gonna do the deep ball, if you call it in and load the box, you still have the first 3 line, and then you get the back, and then but you're still all close. Those linebackers can still come in and make a play if they need to.
That's why, like, throughout the season, we've kept people scoring so low is that, like, we let them chip away at the clock. We let them get upfield a little bit. But when it comes to in the red zone, we've done very good at making sure people are kicking field goals. Because we have everybody so close that you can stop whatever the fuck's coming your way. And we can afford to send that extra rusher up there to make a difference. Just because there's a whole lot less to field to play with. But when it's that they're on their own 20, they're on their own 30, and you got it all spread out and there's no pressure going on, something's going to break through the seam.
We're going to have a good time, though.
Me too.
At this game. I think they have a great chance to win. I was going to talk to you and Josh about it, but like I was thinking on our way to Iowa, if we do we cross by CB at all?
What's that?
Do we
Oh
cross
no,
by
we don't. It's more
more?
east.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any like casinos or anything like close to that area? Because
In Council Bluffs, and I think maybe in Des Moines.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If we drive at least kind of close to
Yeah.
CB, stop in real quick. I want to put $100 on Nebraska to win. I
You do?
mean, well, click on that game if you don't mind.
It's a
Maybe not $100. I don't know. I would just get paid that week.
Mhm. So
But
USC has
they are not putting a lot of faith into
No.
Nebraska. They're fucking +9 on the spread. Money line's 270. So if you see here, it's talking about it right here on the screen. UCS is changing quarterbacks for the UNLV
Yeah.
transfer. I don't know why they're changing. I mean, I guess if you look, I mean they're losing all to Big Ten,
Yeah.
except for Rutgers. But I mean the people that they play Big Ten ball with, and I think this is their first year in Big Ten too.
Yep.
They're having a rough go of it. Now, granted, Nebraska's has shown to have a problem
Yeah.
with the former Pac-12 team who came in.
Yeah.
But I think with the change of our offensive coordinator,
Mhm.
he said he's like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here,
Mhm.
but there's definitely areas that we can like that we're not doing enough of, and it's one of those weird things that I hate seeing them run 1, 2, 3 and go out on 4.
Yeah.
Or like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, going for a screenplay. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we
Get
doing?
upfield.
Like, get
I
up the
feel like I'm in
field.
the blind side, like run the dang ball.
Yeah. I see. Well, I'm seeing all the games for
Yeah.
Nebraska to win, and I think this is again a winnable game.
I 100% agree with you. This is a winnable game for the Huskers. I
And
mean,
like this is for bowl contention.
yes.
We need to get
You
this
have
win.
how many games left?
3
Yeah. It's just like you need to win this game.
or UC or USC or just SC. No USC. Excuse me. Wisconsin. Fuck. What's the other one?
In Iowa.
Oh yeah, Iowa.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, that
Yeah.
Black Friday is gonna be. Okay. I'm coming.
But yeah, it's just like I don't understand why Nebraska is not getting the respect on this game that they deserve. I mean, fuck, they're positive compared to the USC Trojans who are 4-5. This makes absolutely no sense to me.
I wouldn't say it makes no sense. Nebraska
Well,
just has
on why it's so far of a difference. I can understand a little bit closer, like 50-50, one leaning one side or the other.
Yeah.
But like not a fucking 82 to 17% difference.
Hey, Josh, you just walked in. You mind hopping on for a second?
While it's in a break in programming, I'm getting my classic.
We're not
really in a
not
break
really
of programming.
You picked yourself?
No.
Oh, what's your classic move?
I ate a Pop-Tart at 4:30 in the morning.
Ah, okay. Sit.
Yeah,
All right, so do we want him to speak about
Fox matchup predictor is that shit's dog shit.
this is ESPN.
Just real quick.
So
You
we
don't
got the diehard Husker fan.
ESPN's dog
So when
shit.
you're going to the game, are you confirmed to go to the game with us on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. Scooting a little bit closer to Matt.
Would you, because we're driving that day to go to Iowa. If we made a little pit stop at a casino, you want to put $100 on the Skurs with me?
I'd even toss some money on you guys.
270 plus 270 money line. If Nebraska wins, we get plus 270.
Probably.
I'd throw at least $10 your way, just so you guys
I
have.
don't know about $100, but I'd probably put like.
Well, I'm saying
Okay,
like so.
but 100. So if you do,
Because thank God Marcus Satterfield's bum ass is out as OC.
he's a tight end coach now. All
Yeah.
right, thanks, buddy. I was hoping for a more
Fiery.
not fiery. I hope more straight up like, yes, we're gonna put down
Yeah.
$100 together.
$1,000.
Okay.
All right, Manchester, we're gonna
So
lock
that
it
would
in.
be a plus $2,700.
Tiring.
Yeah.
Imagine
I'm buying you a house, Mom.
he takes the deed to the house to the casino.
Dumb.
I'm living here now.
Yeah, Mom, we're getting the fuck up out of here. But yeah, if you do $10, I mean that's a $27.
Yeah.
So I would, it's like, hey,
Coming away with
here's your $37, champ.
Hey, I'm coming away with some money,
Yeah.
but I'm not like so dedicated into it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
Let me
"Ah,
see.
nice
Because I get paid that week. I wanna,
go out there.
just kind of like I'm just kind of looking at it like, I've never betted on
Really?
sports before in my life. No.
Me neither.
But thank you. I've been seeing so much stuff about it lately,
Yeah.
and I'm like learning,
Mhm.
and I'm just looking at it like
I can hear him too. Like he'll be at night, just like in bed, listening to stuff.
just
He's grinding away. No more school for him. This is his school now.
yeah, no. Wait till we go into the UFC, man.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think Nebraska can win here. They're
Yep.
gonna get their bowl contention. Either that, or I'm gonna be very drunk and annoying at the Cyclones game.
You'll just be more and more drunk, and then
Yeah, you just hear me like, "Go big red, go big red."
Hiccup was so perfect. All right, time for our fantasy update.
Oh man,
Matt's favorite part. So for week
I'm trying
10,
to now get into the mood of fantasy where like I'm not gonna make the playoffs. Let me just have fun with it. But it's just not there.
yeah,
It's really
it's
not
hard
there.
to do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So last week I went up against Palma McKissick Brady, won 114-77. Auto Draft Dream Team had the Battle of Midway, which was so close against Epstein's Flight Log, 60.84 to 60.48.
Mm-hmm.
That was so close. Yeah, if Ryan had Epstein's Flight Log had actually won that game,
Mm-hmm.
I would have dogged on Josh
Mm-hmm.
so bad for losing that game. But also, I would just be open for invite if I actually lose a game to like someone that I should have
Yeah.
100% beat.
Yeah.
Coming for you beat G-Man's team 119-107, which that game was only won for him because of Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamar Chase scored
Can you
40
imagine? Can you imagine having
49.9.
Jamar Chase on your fantasy team and not coming away with the dub?
Yeah. I want to see
Who would the
posts
rest
like
of your
that.
team?
Yeah.
Who the rest of your team, dog?
It was like, who is it? Fucking Justin Fields on your team?
Well, there's a QB that got like didn't Aaron Rodgers get like 1 point
Yeah.
this week
Yeah.
or last week?
Jared Goff, fucking
Had Jared Goff. He did better than because my other guy on the bench was Drake May and he had 4 points in Drake May. So
did he draft him? Beat Run the Jewels 122-105. Patrick and Mahomes beat Amara Doggin 102-98. And then OJ was framed, beat Two Girls One Cup 110-87, which I think Two Girls One Cup is no longer caring about his team this year.
oh, maybe not.
Because
he got a girlfriend and he's like, don't care.
He's had Stephon Diggs, who's IR for like the past 3 weeks now on his team, and he's still on his fucking starting roster going like you have the chance, like, don't get me wrong, Matt. You have the chance going into week 11. If you win out, you could fucking be above him. You could pull yourself out of this if you win out right now. 100%. Just looking at the scoring and everything and how your team does scoring, I'm like, there is a chance for it.
I would be. What is our?
So, like, you were outscoring literally everybody in 11, 10, 9.
I'd be 7-8. You're telling me a 7-8 squad can still make it into?
Yeah, right now with how this is going so far.
I thought the playoffs was only
Oh,
14.
yeah, shit.
So yeah, no, I would not.
Well, you'd be at the top of the fucking.
I would, as long as I'm not last.
Yeah.
I'm. Hey, shout out to Patrick and Mahomes, man. He's been on a little tear, man. He
Yeah.
heard. He was like, whatever the punishment is, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It sounds awful. I would most likely want to be the one to do the punishment
Yeah.
because you know it'd actually get done.
Yeah.
Any of the other
100%.
guys, I can't
Yeah.
guarantee that they would actually do a
Yeah.
fantasy punishment.
I know I probably would.
Mhm.
Just because, like, yeah, sure, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
it's a temporary thing.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Because I like the rule that we came up with last week, where it's or last year that is, where it's like
The calendar.
you get 3 options.
Yeah.
You get like one hard no, and I think the rest of the team picks between
Yeah.
the 2 that are left.
Which I think I might actually just purchase that trophy we looked at, the GOAT one,
Oh yeah.
so I could actually get it to you before the season ends,
Mm.
so that you can actually have like, okay, this is for my win, and I put 2 girls, 1 cup, even though that wasn't his team name when he won.
Do you remember what it is?
No, I don't remember. So I'm just gonna put 2 girls, 1 cup, just so
Yeah.
like it's on there. Maybe let Nate. Almost, Nate, have a week with it, just so you know
Yeah.
it's actually with him. Like, hey, I actually got this, but then you'd have to return it to you. You get it until the end of the season, and then whoever wins the Super Bowl gets it. Yeah.
Yeah. They get
Well,
it for.
I take it back just so I can get it stamped.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I'd like to get it at least to you before the end of the season, so that you can actually hold on to it for a bit. Yeah. Just
Even
because,
though
like,
what it would be, I would literally just take a photo with it, and then
Yeah.
I'd probably like, what's there to
it's
celebrate?
more like it's the respect part, because I've
Yeah.
been slacking on it too, and like making sure you guys get your dues paid, because of my failure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a league thing.
Yeah.
Like
And we're not super serious about it now. Like, if there's money involved, I feel
Oh,
like that
yeah.
would be a little bit more serious.
that would be like, I want my motherfucking
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Which I'm halfway tempted to say, like, maybe for next season we at least put $10 in.
Yeah, I mean, we do. Would you? So, like, here's the thing. Depending on, I guess, the thing I would say is if you do like 15, right?
Yeah.
First place gets like the $10 half.
Mhm.
The second place gets the $5 half.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's more. There's a lot of places
Yeah.
where they don't. They just do.
Yeah.
Um.
I was also thinking like some of the money goes into
Like next the trophy
yeah,
or
the
whatever.
trophy or something like that, just to pay off like whatever I have to do to get it stamped. Which that's the next part I have to do is, who do I go out to do this, or do I have to just figure it out myself?
I mean, there's a lot of like local
Yeah.
trophy and Hobby Lobbies
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That
Yeah.
will probably stamp it for like $12.
Either
so-
that or if you just do like a label maker.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
and just slap it on there.
Yeah.
Sorry, dog.
No, you're good.
Let's
Let's take a look at how we did last week, man.
well,
Or
we're
we not?
yeah, we're not 100% done on this.
Okay.
I was just gonna go through the league standings so far. I'm still at number 1. OJ's frame still number 2. I could probably just skip over those 2 every week going forward, unless there's some upset. Diddy was framed is now at number 3.
Wait, Diddy was framed.
Or Diddy draft frame.
Did he draft him? Isn't that the
Yeah,
name?
sorry.
Aren't you reading it?
I'm so, Diddy draft him.
You want me to read this? I
This-
got it pulled up.
Auto Draft Dream Team is at number 4.
Uh-huh.
Coming for You is at number 5. G-Man's team dropped down to number 6. 2 Girls, 1 Cup is at number 7.
Let's
He's-
call. I think we should call G-Man Squad the G spot.
The
going
G spot.
forward.
Okay. The G spot. Patrick and Mahomes has been on a tear. He's on his way climbing back up somehow, even though I don't think he really looks at his team much. Tom on McKissick's Brady is at number 9. Tom on Rod Doggin is at number 10. Epstein's Flight Log is at number 11 with Run the
They
Jewels
can't see you.
at 12.
Where's me?
They already said you.
No, on the teams.
Oh, I mean, we just said you.
You're at number 4. So you're in playoff contention right now.
You need to change your quarterback out.
For week
I got rid of Dak Prescott.
So you need to
Yeah.
pick up. Well, I mean, you got 2 kickers, dog. You don't. Two kickers.
So I'm going up against Auto Draft Dream Team this week. Um,
Oh, so you're probably mad. I told him to
Yeah.
switch. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Dickhead. Well, it's also probably too late for the waiver wire. It might not come in time.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he does, because I was doing it for today.
Yeah.
It was doing it
Oh,
for
yeah.
today. So you gotta pick it up today,
0.4 points.
huh?
Yeah.
Battle of Mid came down to 0.4 points. This shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he draft him is going up against the G spot. Which honestly, I could potentially see it going to an upset.
Really.
Yes. I potentially could. Don't quote me on it, but I see the possibility for it.
Mm.
OJ was framed against Amara Doggin. Run the Jewels against Epstein's flight log. I'm calling that one an easy dub for you.
As long as no one tells
Yeah.
Epstein about his flight log, then I should be a-okay.
2 Girls, 1 Cup is against Tom Amakis Brady.
It's Tom. I'ma kiss your kids, Brady. Just for the people at home.
Yeah. Coming for you against Patrick and Mahomes. Which I'm calling that an easy win for coming for you. If I'm being looking at the scores and everything like
Yeah.
that, but also like I mean with Jamar Chase,
Are we gonna try to do another press conference?
I'd love to. Yeah.
Depending on who's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because depending on our current number 2 is
We'd have to be Zoom call for
6,
him.
unless he I mean
Yeah. Well, like if we were able to get a Zoom call for our number 2,
depends, man. If he's coming in for New Year's, is he coming in for New Year's?
I don't know.
Oh, we
I
gotta
don't
figure that
know either.
out. So maybe.
Maybe.
Don't put it out.
But it would be funny like if we set him up like on a Discord or
projector.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he put on like a green screen for like the Bahamas or something like that. And he was like,
Mhm.
"Nah, man, I'm just chilling before the game."
Yeah.
If it is our 1 and 2 going for it, I would just have to switch back characters. Like I'd have to like do my commissioner role and then hop out, change into like a tracksuit while the number 2 goes, and then hop in there again and just like act like a coach. If I did it, I'd probably get gum and like a tracksuit and just be like chewing gum, like obnoxiously.
That's why I did the polo with my little
Yeah.
team logo on it. Yeah.
Okay, so going to last week's picks. I picked the Ravens, or I think
we picked the Wait a minute.
Ravens won.
I must have hit the wrong color.
Well, then we need to add 1 and take away from our losses.
Yeah. Huh, that's my bad.
Because we both picked that one.
What the fuck was I thinking?
Maybe you saw it before, or like we're watching. Yeah.
My fault.
Your fault, pimp.
Yeah, my bad.
But we both picked the Ravens to win, which we were right.
Yep. Close game.
Close game.
That's gonna be in my analysis for this next week's
Yep.
game.
But again, AFC North rivalry.
Like I said, I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah. Panthers, Giants. We both picked Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The meme they have where like Bryce Young when a coach is on
fighting for his job. Yeah.
Daniel Jones too. Daniel Jones also should be fighting for his job.
Yeah. Patriots beat the Bears.
Dominated the Bears.
19-3, which we both picked the Bears.
But didn't I want to do the Patriots? But you kind of talked me
into
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on me, dog.
It's all right. It's all right.
I mean, we both took the L, so who's really?
But if it was a split, I would have split our pick'em. So
crawled your way.
Yeah.
We both picked the Bills over the Colts. I picked.
We both picked Bills.
I picked it.
Yeah,
and I picked the Chiefs.
Mhm.
I thought I'd almost picked the Broncos last week.
I think I talked you out of it.
Okay, so we both talked each other out of.
But here's the thing: I saved you because the Chiefs. Yeah. Because I mean, dude, the Chiefs were dead to rights.
Yeah.
20. You saw that 25-yard.
25-yard field goal blocked.
Field goal blocked.
Yeah. I don't know how. But I was
Because I
watching
was
that.
sitting there, I was like, I'm not gonna be mad at this pick.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be mad at all.
and then like the Broncos, like as much as I picked the Chiefs, I was like,
I want.
I want the Broncos to win. I want the dark magic to end.
Mm-hmm.
Did we both pick? No, we both picked the Falcons.
Grandpa, we need to give to him.
We both picked the Falcons to win over the Saints, which somehow the Saints pulled out a miracle. Kirko was not dripping like that.
Oh, thanks for.
The 49ers beat the Bucks, and yep, we both picked 49ers if CMC was in.
Which he did. He didn't perform, but he was there.
I picked the Steelers. You picked the Commanders.
Close game. Not mad about it.
Vikings versus Jags. We both picked the Vikings, which the Vikings did not play well.
But I mean, they still came away with a
dub. Chargers beat the Titans 27-17. Eagles beat the Cowboys. Cardinals beat the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Lions beat Texans, and then we both picked the Rams to win over the Dolphins.
That didn't happen.
And that did not happen. And then the Browns, Packers, Raiders, and Seahawks were all on bye. So that leaves us with our new total. I'm at 98 wins with 53 losses. Matty Heavy's at 85 wins with 66 losses. So, like, we're doing pretty fucking good so far.
Yeah.
I think this is the widest gap we've had, like, from our losses.
In a minute. Well, I mean, we've only done this twice now.
But I'm saying, like, in comparison, like, we've done
last year. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we've continuously been improving. We're what we call a rebuild team on our picks. So going into the next week's picks,
I love this Thursday night game. I think it's gonna be really good to see the what?
Yeah,
this is gonna be happen.
No.
Commanders can at Philly
in Philly.
Thursday night ball.
This is a good one, and it's kind of tough to choose.
They got Philly as the favorites. I'm riding with the Commanders. The only thing I got to worry about the Commanders is them stopping the run.
Yes.
That's the only thing
100% agreeing on that one. Like, if they can stop Saquon, I think they have a pretty good chance at coming away with this.
And if Hurts gets out there and tries to do more running on himself.
Well, I'm not so much worried about Hurts's running because he does have a tendency to fumble.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Commanders.
I'm also going Commanders. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah. Packers, Bears.
Packers over Bears.
Go Pack Go.
Lions are going to go over the Jaguars, especially since Mac Jones is going to be starting.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence is going to miss his second week in a row.
Yeah. Lions over Jags.
I'm going, Lions.
Oh. I didn't hit tab.
Vikings at Tennessee.
Vikings.
Go Vikings. Even though this is where you're like, all right, y'all been kind of like,
you guys have been
another team that you can kind of fumble around because either Mason Rudolph or fucking Will Levis.
Yeah.
I think they're rocking with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, free Mason Rudolph.
So it's one of those things that like,
you
can have another game where you don't play your best ball and still win, but you should probably start trying to tighten it back down to how you were. Dolphins over the Raiders.
Yep, Dolphins.
Gonna go extend their win streak to 2 in a row.
I'm want to pick the Rams over the Patriots.
I'm 100% gonna go with the Rams.
I'm just gonna send it on the Rams.
The thing is, it's the Patriots, man. Like,
and like the Patriots have not been doing well, but they play out. For me, with the Patriots, every time I pick them, they lose, but every time I don't pick them, they win.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very hard for me because I'm like,
if it was the Bill Belichick Patriots, I would be a little more nervous. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
So I think, fucking Coach Belafonte is gonna Did you catch that joke?
Yeah.
I'll show it later.
Yeah.
Is gonna just outcoach. God, who is it? Mayo? Is it the new?
I think it is.
Yeah, but Reggie Belafonte. You catch that reference? What movie is that from?
Fucking.
Can you tell me the animal that he is?
I'm blanking on it right now.
It's about penguins.
Happy
and
Feet?
They're so he don't know the reference. Look up, go to Google and type in Reggie Belafonte. Yeah.
Oh, Over the Hedge.
Oh my fucking god, that serves up, dude. There's no penguins in Over the Hedge. The big fan.
Oh my god, I'm
But doesn't that kind of
yeah.
look like Sean McVay? Here,
Yeah.
do and Sean McVay. I want to see a side by side of them if they have one out there. Oh, they don't. Sean. Oh, S. Okay, he spelled Sean and McVay wrong, but just I guess that photo right there. That's closer you're gonna get.
Yeah. I see it now. Yeah. I am extremely embarrassed for my fuck up there on
It's
my
alright.
movie references.
It wasn't. Clearly, I don't know my audience. I can't do stir sub jokes. I'm gonna go Browns over Saints.
Yep.
I think Nick Chubb is gonna just run all over the place. Like I'm starting my fantasy this week. They got rid of Marshawn Lattimore. That defense is just not.
I got Tillman too off the Browns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you listened to me on that one.
Yeah, that one I did. I looked at it. He had a bye week last week, so I was just like, you know what? It's not going to hurt me.
Did you drop
to pick
McConkley?
No, not yet.
No.
He didn't perform super well, but he did get some yards. He had 2
Yeah.
receptions for 52 yards
Mhm.
last week. Colts, Jets.
You know, I'm kind of leaning more Colts. I think maybe Anthony Richardson's going to come back and have himself a pretty good game because they're benching Joe Flacco for the rest of the season. So I think maybe they had like a real heart to heart, like, dude, you cannot
just throw the
tap
deep
yourself
ball
out.
Yeah,
Well, not even that. Just like where he tapped himself out on like a 3rd and goal or whatever the fuck. Like you can't do shit like that, dude. Come
on. Ravens, Steelers.
I'll let you go first. I'll let you take this one.
I am going to pick the Steelers
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, probably just more bias and Raven hate week.
Yeah.
But I'm also expecting it to be an extremely close game.
The Ravens have won.
They're 7-3.
Yeah, I think they've won 3 out of their 4 matchups versus AFC teams.
And I think the Steelers have won out against their. No, this is probably their first AFC matchup.
I don't think they played anyone in the AFC yet.
AFC.
Every game that the Ravens has played, it has been less than it's just a 1-score game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a close game.
Yes.
I'm definitely rolling with the Ravens.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna be shocked or surprised if the Steelers win. The problem is whatever defense is gonna
whichever defense shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
well, excuse me, that's not even what I so for the Steelers to win, their defense needs to outperform Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Because you can't expect it to be like a shootout, and you're going to hope that Russ is going to get you every score that you need.
Or maybe Russ just locks in like he's prime Seattle.
Cook. Yeah, he's going to cook.
And he's just going to cook. Like he realizes this is a rivalry game, and he's like...
But he's never done that rivalry game. So that's why it's definitely beyond like TJ Watt and fucking... what is his fucking name? Not Villanueva. Oh, what is his name? He's the other like old cat you guys have on your team on the line.
Yep.
So you know who it is.
Yeah. 3-letter first name.
Cam Hayward.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew when I said the 3-letter first name. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a...
I can see his face. I was like, I see his face.
I'm going to go Broncos over Falcons.
I'm also going to go Broncos over Falcons.
And then I'm gonna go 49ers over Seahawks. As much as it pains me to pick 49ers over Seahawks,
I'm also gonna go 49ers over Seahawks.
as the Seahawks are on my fantasy team.
Well, yeah, their defense.
Yeah. Bills over Chiefs.
You skipped a team.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You never mind. I skipped
Yeah.
that team. I'm also gonna go Chiefs or Bills over Chiefs. Sorry, I was looking ahead.
The dark magic needs to end this week. And I'm gonna go Bengals over Chargers.
I'm going Chargers over Bengals. The Chargers defense is the best defense in the league. They
Mhm.
have sacked the quarterback more than anybody. I think there's
Yeah.
like 3 different guys that have like over 3.5 sacks.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow gets 0 protection
Mhm.
all the time.
I
So
forgot about that.
and yeah, so I think Khalil Mack. I can't pronounce the
You might have changed my pick on that one.
dude. I was looking at that one. Because here's the thing: if Joe Burrow had a line and a solid defense,
Yeah.
if you do look, you know he can put up the numbers.
Yeah.
Now the only thing that is the flip of that is Justin Herbert has no one to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where you're kind of looking at this game is can McConkey get in there? Can uh who is that guy that guy? Excuse me. Who is that guy? Good thing we're not famous. That would just have you seen that one where it's like it's the girl and she means to say the Nuggets, but she says yeah, and she goes, "Don't get me on that one." It's like you said it like that.
You almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who was that guy? I can't remember. He was the first round pick. That was a bust. Something Jackson,
Oh,
Quentin Jackson,
might be Quentin Jackson.
but it's also Quentin Rampage Jackson. So maybe it's not that. But
That's probably why I'm remembering that name too, though.
you
Yeah.
get where I'm going for. So
Fuck.
how about put a pin in it? You wanna
No, I'm just gonna stick with
we're gonna
Bengals.
stay with Bengals?
Yeah. Joe Burrow's been able to get big numbers without his offense so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think you probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go Texans over
I
Cowboys.
am too. The only question that I have that someone else mentioned that I am gonna steal from Bussin is why do they stick with for the Cowboys Cooper Rush over Trey Lance?
Hmm.
I know that last year or maybe 2 years ago, whenever Dak was out,
Yeah.
he went on this run and he had like 4 wins or 5 wins in a row.
Mhm.
But you got Trey Lance, who was what a first round,
Yeah.
not first overall, but first round pick,
First round pick a couple seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Got hurt. Brock Purdy came in and took his job.
Mhm. Maybe he just hasn't been performing well at practice, and that's what it is.
Over Cooper Rush though. I mean, granted, that guy he's been with that team a lot
Yeah.
longer.
That's what I'm thinking, is that like it's just whatever it is going on in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
He just has not been vibing well with the team as Cooper Rush, and maybe they want to go with fucking someone they know more
Yeah.
to be their person, and like just sticking with legacy,
Oh, good
you know,
catch.
like
Yeah.
who they have as on their team for a while. Which is why I think they took so long to get Dak out of there too, was because like he's been with the team for so long.
Not out of there though. He's just injured.
He's injured?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea Dak was injured.
He had no idea that he
No,
so
I
he
thought
he got a hamstring injury and he didn't like it was one of those ones that like you can still play on it
yeah.
or you can take the surgery. And he's like, man, Cabo's real nice during this time of year. I'm gonna do that surgery, dog.
I'm gonna give me an early vacation, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all that money that they paid me and go straight to vacay. Do you want to run through your early candidates for like MVP, Coach of the
I
Year,
did.
or
I
yeah,
also wanted to run through predictions for playoffs as well.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
that we're getting close, but I do want to get another beer.
yeah?
So if
I'm gonna take a piss too.
I was gonna say like while you do that, you talk about UFC, and
Okay,
then
that's fine.
um
That's cool with me. Then whenever you come back, then
yeah. So MMA schedule if it's loading. I also might take another piss too. Well,
why? I'll sit in your chair so I can
okay.
move the. It's gonna be on Hulu. Oh, I guess because ESPN. So they'll probably just have the prelims. King of the castle, king of the castle. Nice chair, nice chair. Alrighty. So UFC 309 in Madison Square Garden. You got the GOAT, John Jones, going versus Stipe Miocic. You know, I want to sit here and say that man, 42-year-old. Thank you. 42-year-old who hasn't fought in. When is the last time Stipe fought? 2020. 2021. He fought Francis Ngannou. So, in March of 2021, I want to say he just puts on a clinic. John Jones is looking way leaner in this week's fight camp than he did not last year, but last time he fought versus Cyril Gahn. This fight I'm really looking forward to. Michael Chandler going versus Charles Oliveira. You had to have fucking Michael Chandler sit and wait for that McGregor fight. I didn't like that he was sitting and waiting. I'm glad that he's getting off and fighting Charlie Olives. It's a good fight for both of them. Last time was a fucking banger. I'm gonna miss this fight again. Last time I was out camping. This time I'm gonna be in fucking Iowa, so I might try to get that game. Welcome back. I guess I'm moving chairs.
Musical chairs.
Back to what I think is if you want to listen to me about betting money, don't take this with so much weight. But here's the thing. Click on for Paul Craig and Bo Nix. Bo
Okay.
Nickel, excuse me. Just right there, yeah.
Yep.
Paul Craig is a 600 and what 50 20. I'm not wearing my glasses. 650 underdog.
Yeah.
Paul Craig has been in the UFC for a long time, and he has some wins over some guys that you wouldn't expect him to have wins on.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Walker, Johnny Walker he lost to, but he broke Jamal Hill's arm.
Yeah.
He triangle choked fucking Magomed Ankalaev. I see a huge risk in Bo Nickel getting submitted by by Paul Craig.
Oh yeah.
If I don't bet $100 on the Huskers, if I do 50 and 50, I'm going 50 on Huskers, 50 on Paul Craig.
Yeah.
Because I have, and I mean, here's the thing, Bo Nickel, there's a reason he's undefeated. He was a prodigy coming out of collegiate college wrestling at Penn State.
Yeah.
I think he was undefeated. He's currently undefeated in the UFC.
Yeah.
He hasn't fought the toughest of competition. His last fight was the toughest he's seen to date. And I mean, it's getting better and better. And this is a big fight for both guys.
Yeah.
I definitely can see Bo Nickel just out wrestling him, but I can also see Paul Craig being sneaky bet, just slipping in one submission without Bo Nickel realizing he's caught, and then that
using the experience of being in the UFC.
Yeah. But here's the thing: I'm not gonna sit here next week and go like, "Man, that Paul Craig fight was an upset. Man, he should have smoked the floor with that bum Bo Nickel." That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying potentially that the way with that money is there. I mean, if you put down $50, potentially, if I'm knowing the math right, which I don't know if I am, I'm still new to this. You'd get 300 and is that 50 or 20?
It's $650.
So if it's 650, if you put down 50, I believe you get $325.
Yeah,
That's
pretty good.
and that's on top. So you'd get $400 back.
Yeah,
That's not terrible.
yeah.
Other fight that I really like on the card, not that all these other fights aren't. Chris Weidman's back in action, so cool to see Chris Weidman back. He might retire. And also potentially on the retirement list is Jim Miller. You know,
Yeah.
there's only so many fights left in that guy. I wish both of those guys were, well, more Jim Miller was on maybe the opening up for the or the featured prelim, but neither one of them are. So, yeah, I think it's a good fight card. I won't be able to watch it, because we'll be in Iowa State, but definitely going to be paying attention to it while we're there.
Yeah.
So I'll let you talk about college basketball if you want. Why?
Yeah. I will pull up men's college basketball. I mostly just talk about the Big 12 and what's going on there. That's for me. That's what really kind of counts for me. At least when it comes to basketball, because fuck everybody else. I mean, the ACC is good. The SEC, Big Ten is out there as well. They're a pretty good team. I know Iowa State won over Kansas City, 82-56, and they're number 7 currently. I'll just go from Monday up until today. K-State beat Michigan State 77-69. Baylor beat Sam Houston 104-67. UCF beat Florida Atlantic 194. TCU beat Texas State 76-71. And then Utah beat Queens University 96-95. And then today, at time of recording, literally just about to start. Louisiana against number 8 Houston. Wyoming just started against Texas Tech. And then we also have Cal State Fullerton against Colorado. And then Queens University against BYU. Still fairly early into the season going forward. I kind of want to look at the standings right now. For, I guess, if it'll load. Should I just do a top 25? Well, okay. Well, I'll just do Big 12 and Big 10 since you're here now for the conference standings. Iowa State's down all the way fucking in the middle of the pack.
Did you do rankings to see if you can get the top of the go? Yep, over to the right.
That's a much better. All right, so for the
so I found it.
Yeah. For the men's college basketball ranking in the top 25, AP top 25, you got KU, Alabama, UConn, Gonzaga.
Suck on.
What's up?
Nothing.
Oh. Auburn, Duke, Iowa State, Houston, Arizona, North Carolina, which I'm surprised they did lose the game already. Tennessee, Baylor, Purdue, Creighton, which Creighton being 14 is a travesty, but they also jumped up one.
Jaybirds, Jayhawks, or whatever the fuck they are. Blue Jays.
Marquette, Indiana, Cincinnati, Arkansas, Kentucky, Florida, Ohio State, St. John's, A&M, Rutgers, and Ole Miss. And they don't have Ole Miss in the coaches' top 25. They have St. John's down at 25.
We have St. John's in the AP though, so someone else is
Yeah. One of them's fucked up.
Illinois.
Oh, Illinois being 20.
Yeah, Illinois is not on the list.
And Iowa State dropped 1
Oh, they did.
in the coaches. Yeah.
Oh, so I guess
But dropped 2 in the AP.
they've only played 1 game.
They played 2. I don't think it's updated since. Yeah.
Uh,
Because it's in the middle. I think they do it weekly.
yeah, and that's the thing with. So okay, dumb question for college ball.
Mhm.
They have different conferences, right? Okay.
They do it kind of the same way where like the first couple games are tune-ups.
No. So what I'm saying, like, is Iowa State in the Big 12?
Yeah. They're still in the Big 12. So whatever your school's in is what conference you play in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
when
like your school gets put in one conference. You can't be
and you don't
Yeah.
bounce. Oh,
yeah. And so like
okay.
when they changed conferences, it was big for all sports for college sports. Because like not only was Oregon moving for football, they were moving for basketball.
Gotcha. Okay,
all
I
these other
thought
sports.
it was just like for each because
No.
I only follow. Okay.
College football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, it's for everything, and it even involves baseball, wrestling. So it was a huge shift, especially for all these teams. Because like
Cool.
Utah, Houston, is a fairly good basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like out here to win championships or anything like that.
There's a cat that just ran across our yard.
Shoot it. But like teams like Cincinnati, I haven't known them for a basketball team. I've mostly known them more for football and a little bit of wrestling. So I was kind of surprised to see them up there.
Name 2 alumni that come out of Cincinnati.
Travis and Jason Kelsey.
There you go. Yeah.
It is like,
Any other ones?
Are you gonna handicap me on this one or no?
Yeah, not named Kelsey. Go.
And like Ole Miss has been in and out of being in the top 25, being a basketball contender. Some years are good, some years are bad. Iowa State has consistently. This is where I get hyped the most for. Iowa State has consistently stayed within the top 25.
Are we going to try to hit up a basketball game too?
All their home games are
Already
sold out. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were sold out a month and a half before opening day.
Damn.
All the home games.
Damn.
And when I looked, and even
it is like, are they like a basketball town for the most part?
They're starting to become more of a basketball team. Ever since Fred
basketball-
Hoiberg. So like that's why.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay,
We'll get
yeah,
there.
yeah.
We'll get there.
I want to meet Fred Hoiberg, but he
Yeah.
was the one who started it. He was an Iowa State alumni, and he played for Iowa State.
Are you gonna potentially like slip a hat like if I can't go?
Your God, yeah. It was like
you're goddamn right I am.
like I'm getting something signed by him,
Mhm.
and it's why his nickname is known as the Mayor for Iowa State. Yeah,
for Ames.
yeah. Because he was a college star underneath Johnny Orr, who is our coach that took us to the Big 12 championship. My dad remembers watching Johnny Orr coach Fred Hoiberg, and then Fred Hoiberg went to play for the Bulls with Michael Jordan for his last season. But then his heart condition came in where like he couldn't play anymore, so he got medically retired after like 3 years. And like he coached small teams here and there, but then Iowa State's like, hey dog, come this way. And then he rebuilt our team into being a contender.
And where's he at now?
He's with Nebraska.
I know.
Yeah. And like I don't know. I think it's because he got an offer with the Bulls, who is a team he also played for, because he did so well coaching Iowa State.
Did you do like a wax museum for Fred Hoiberg? Why do you know all this stuff? Like
I've just paid attention enough to like Iowa State.
Where's he born? Was he born in Ames?
I don't think so.
Right.
No. But yeah, fucking, he went and coached for the Bulls, which that pissed me off because the same year Matt Campbell came in was the same year Fred Hoiberg left. And so Matt Campbell did pretty good. And me as an Iowa State fan, like, oh my God.
Whoever the coach is for Iowa State, I mean, he seems to be doing pretty
he
well.
is doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is not the shit on, the Kurt Olsenberger, I think is his name. He's got a mouthful. But
that's a hard name to pronounce.
But he got that coaching job because his wife played for Iowa State
Uh-huh.
and took them to like Big 12 championships. But he's also a good basketball coach too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Fred Hoiberg, after he left the Bulls, he got the job offer from Nebraska. And so he went there. So for me, being an Iowa State fan living in Nebraska, I see this as absolute betrayal. Because it's like we finally got
Traitor!
Matt Campbell,
Here's the thing.
and then Fred Hoiberg
Here's the
leaves the
thing.
same year Matt Campbell shows up.
The thing is you got to think Nebraska's probably paying them more. And it's not like it's conference
Well,
rivals.
and we'd also picked up Olsenberger, not the season after Fred Hoiberg left, but like 2 seasons afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And he stayed up in the Bulls for a little bit, about the same amount of time he played for, or he was at Iowa State.
Yeah.
But the Bulls, like, they just didn't let him get the time to rebuild.
Well, here we can
Yeah.
we can do the life and
I-
history of
Fred
Fred
Hoiberg.
Hoiberg and Iowa State,
Yeah.
basketball program. Let's move the
Yeah.
show along.
But yeah, if do we
I
want
think
to,
we've already hit this the Fred Hoiberg talk before too.
we definitely have. I'm just gonna go here. So before that, do we want to leak our special guest?
Yeah,
Okay.
we landed an interview, a
Interview?
big boy
Yes.
interview. Yeah.
It is on the calendar, marked down, with Chesler Customs. We've had him linked in our bio, or not the bio, our description every week since we initially thought,
We did?
yeah,
Did not know
yeah.
that.
I've been having it in our description, his Instagram page on there for a hot minute now. I think you can go back probably 20, 30 episodes.
He does a lot of custom shoes,
Yes.
cleats.
We both went to high school with him. He's currently in the Air Force.
Great guy from
Yeah.
what I remember.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't have a lot of classes with him,
Yeah.
but just very nice.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, clean cut. I mean, never really had trouble
No.
or nothing.
So we're gonna
very talented from what I've seen. I
Yes.
can't paint for shit.
Me neither. My hands, I'd be like,
I needed. I just recently sent my girl I had was going through the childhood stuff and I found like a painting that we both, because we were in like elementary
Yeah.
school together, and she goes, I want it. It's like, I was gonna throw it away, so here you go. But it looks like
yeah,
absolute shit.
yeah,
And after I was telling her about how we did one-on-one today,
Mhm.
after she was like, oh, let's play. We got a little bit of a wager going on.
yeah.
I won't talk about it, but
I'll train you up.
that's exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll train you up.
here's
I
the
already
thing.
got
I could build a fucking chimney with the amount of bricks I was throwing out there today, dog, man.
me too. I was
Yeah.
not playing well either.
I was sitting there, I was like, imagine if anybody of any sort of talent
Yeah,
saw
what we did.
Yeah, I mean, I was throwing darts. There's no like, I saw you. There's an arch.
Yeah.
Mine was just throwing it at the rim, and it kept like hitting and bouncing
Yeah.
off. I'm like, why aren't it going in, man? Fucking bullshit. And I can see you going like, uh-huh.
Yeah,
Like,
it was sort of like I was not playing defense at all.
Yeah,
Unless
neither
you
one
came
of us.
into the paint, like that was the only time I put up any sort of effort.
That's why I was just taking shots from the three. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's not pushing me from the three. Blind squirrel
yeah.
find a nut every once in a while.
Yeah.
Fucking,
And like that was me with my shots too.
yeah.
And I totally forgot I'd said, yeah, sure, last score to win after
That's
you
why
hit
I
11.
was like, why are you walking off?
Yeah. We had said it has to be a 3, or we were doing 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, shit. So like every time I was getting the ball running out,
Kobe?
trying to let it up, and then it's just like, I think you let off on me on that final shot. So I was standing a good couple feet away from the
Yeah.
3-point line. You're like, you backed off a little bit. I'm like, all right, perfect. This is
Mhm.
like, this is what I need.
Well, because he shot, I was playing up on you. If you got to the rebound,
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, if he misses again, I want to be able to get the rebound
Yeah.
back. And yeah,
You took an educated guess.
Yeah.
Because I think I made 2.
But yeah, I think she said she was varsity in high school.
Oh, yeah, you might have a little bit of challenge there.
But I mean, here's the thing: it's not like she was getting calls.
Yeah.
Like
I think I could handle it myself against. But I mean, also, I am a much bigger guy, so
yeah. Well, I'm not gonna like. Come on,
nah,
come on,
dude,
move it.
you need to win. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna coach you up to win.
That's
Once a
fine.
week,
And-
twice a week, basketball
Yeah, yeah.
practice. All right.
Yeah. Again, let's go.
Lines.
Yeah.
I'll be like the miracle.
Yeah.
This is like again.
Yeah.
You'll be a Genesis still with lights
He's
turned
sitting
on.
there. You miss a 3, you run a mile. You miss a layup, you run a mile.
Well,
You
fucking
don't recover
a rebound.
I'm gonna break my foot up in your ass.
What was it? Coach Naj, was my freshman coach.
Okay, yeah.
And so like if you missed
high school stuff.
yeah. If you missed an open layup, it was like 10 push-ups.
Yeah.
If you missed a free throw, it was like 25 sit-ups.
Mm,
And so or not 20, like 10 sit-ups.
sure.
Well, yeah, like that was your punishment and they kept track of it. And so like next
Was
day at
it-
practice,
Oh,
that's
it
what
was-
you're doing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and it's just like that's how you start. Well, first off, we always did
That's even more demoralizing. Where you're like,
yeah,
I got this.
and it
coming
was
tomorrow.
like what was it? We did 10 up downs in under 30 seconds at the beginning,
Mm.
or like that was our goal was try and get underneath 30 seconds, and then
1, 2, or
so
sorry,
it was one
Sorry, out 1,
yeah
2, 3, 4 in 30 seconds. Nah.
yeah it was brutal.
If I recorded you now,
Could never do it.
but
Back
like,
then,
what do you think? Like, by 30 seconds, how many up downs do you think you could do? I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I think you got like 3 or 4 in you.
I want to say 4 to 5.
4 to 5.
Yeah, as much as I want to hype myself up,
I'm a
'Cause
degenerate
sprinting-
gambler. I want to just
Yeah.
like. And here's the thing. What I think and here's my thought process. Not that you're slow, fat,
Yeah.
out of shape or anything like that. What I think you have the problem is you're not as like. So you would sprint down there.
yeah,
You don't have that like mechanical in your body to
Yeah.
like stop on a dime, turn around, and come
Yeah.
back and do that
not
consistently.
anymore.
No.
No, but back then, yes, I was able to do the
Yes.
10 and under 30.
But now
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just like. Also, I'm almost 100 pounds heavier
Yeah.
than what I was in freshman year.
Mhm.
There's no way in hell this weight is.
Was it like full court when you do that? Not like a free
Yeah,
throw
well,
and
it
a
was
free throw and
sideline to sideline.
silent.
So like, yeah, full court, but yeah.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
I say if it's like
No,
that way,
no.
not like this way. I was like, that is fucking easy. Never
Yeah.
mind.
But yeah, so we're having sidetrack.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna do a quick interview with him, and he's gonna run through an episode
Yeah.
with us. And so,
Are we cool to say his full name?
well, his last name's already in his.
I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh Chesler.
Yeah.
That's what I looked him up. If you want
Chesler
him,
Custom. He's going to be down in the description. And this one is actually coming up on time. And this is the final final episode for like our 12 episodes in a row.
yeah, it's in his
Yeah.
name. Chesler _Customs LLC. He also did a controller.
Mhm.
So
He had a Roethlisberger controller, which I'm sitting there like, shit, dog. Like,
I didn't know if he was trying to sell those or not.
no, I think he just does mostly, like his name says, customs. And
Yeah.
like, you got to reach out to him. He's got some big names on there. So like, if you're.
Well, yeah, we'll go over a lot of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
I saw Russell Westbrook was
Yeah.
one of them.
That's a.
So
Yeah. I'm sitting there like, damn. All right.
that's a future Hall of Famer
Yeah.
right there, dog.
100%. If you even know who his name is,
And I'm a casual of casuals was a fucking.
it was like, yeah. So for coaches of the year,
Oh, he wants to be coaches of the year.
yeah. Well, oh, sorry, I forgot I had MVP right there.
I was like,
So I'm leaning towards between.
I got a couple of names.
I got 3.
Go ahead. Look,
Jaden Daniels.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
So that's the one I'm
100%.
saying 100%. Yes.
100%. Yes.
But I'm also throwing him up there because even the analysts are starting to like.
I want to get further into the season before I say that.
Me
I don't want
too.
to say no.
Well, we're already over halfway through.
I would put him at like the end of the list, kind of like how
Yeah.
you want to do Brock
That's
Purdy
that's
last year.
why
I would do end.
that's
of the
why he's
list.
at the end of the list for me.
Okay.
Derrick Henry.
There. 100%. I agree.
And
with
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, Jules was fucking the toy.
Was she?
Yes. She had the full on like dog, like male dog, like
Yeah. You don't
thrusting.
do that.
Oh, but yeah, that's why I have Jaden Daniels at the bottom.
I like your list for MVP.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm not gonna write anything down just because we're not to that point just yet.
You don't want to write just even like a little bit down.
Not for
No?
the MVP and like the position or like the awards.
Okay.
For the playoff stuff, yes, I do kind of want to write it
Okay.
down. Yeah.
Coach of the year.
I'm leaning towards one of them is biased.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike Tomlin.
no. I would say you got to do Andy Reid
Yes.
with how the team is hella beat up,
hmm
and they're still undefeated right
Yeah.
now. You got to put his name in there.
So I was.
Mike Tomlin.
I have.
I want to see. Here's the thing: the Steelers haven't played like after they played Baltimore twice. Talk to me then, because here's the
Yeah.
thing: they haven't played any teams that has been like the Steelers could really fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
So and like it's the same with the MVP.
The
I
other
have
thing,
3
there's-
picks for it.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, Dan Campbell, and then my first one is Andy Reid. Dan Campbell because he has shut out some teams.
Oh, I mean the offensive output
Yes,
too is
has been
crazy.
crazy.
And I mean the
That's-
way that defense is,
yeah.
especially like you lose your star like Aiden Hutchinson, and
Mhm.
no difference.
No
in the
difference.
Defense. There is the best
Yeah.
example of next man up, and then they brought in Zadavius Smith, I
Yep.
believe is his name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong or if I'm not close in that, but they bring him over from Cleveland, I
Yep.
believe. And
there's
then,
literally been no difference.
I mean, another guy you got to throw in there is not fucking who is the Commanders coach?
Oh fuck
I would throw
yeah,
him in there.
Yeah, shit. So then make it 4.
Sorry, I gotta look it up. I can't remember. It's not fucking Riverboat Ron
But yeah,
anymore.
so Andy Reid, yes, beat up offense, beat up defense. Like there's somehow they're pulling away and are 9-0 right now. Dan Campbell just for the offensive put out, how they've absolutely shut out almost everybody throughout the season. Mike Tomlin for taking his
Who is the Washington Commanders head coach?
his team with like no weapons and some like mediocre quarterback, but like a
Dan
great
Quinn. Holy
Dan
shit,
Quinn?
I didn't know that.
And then yeah, Dan Quinn.
Yeah, put
fucking
Dan Quinn in there.
somehow getting the Commanders to where they're also 7-2 right now as well.
Yeah.
And so those are my
Comeback player of the year. I got a few right now. I got Russ.
Yes.
I got Baker.
Yep. I'm gonna lean more Baker than Russ right now.
Yeah.
But if Russ is able to pull them the Steelers,
I was thinking Joe Flack, but then I was like,
Joe Flacco hasn't
yeah,
done
no.
much.
I mean, if he had more of those games where it's
yeah.
like, but he ain't there. Maybe if Jabo Winston can go on a little bit more of a run, but I wouldn't like. I would put him in like he's on the odd
maybe
sheet.
Joe
but
Burrow too.
No, I wouldn't put Joe Burrow.
Well, Joe Burrow's leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah, I know. I think you would honestly like potentially you could put him on the MVP list because I mean he's tearing it up offensively. Problem is his team isn't there to help him. I wouldn't put him. Well, you could put him off, or I would put him. I put him in the conversation of offensive player of the year.
Okay.
Offensive player of the year. I mean, Derrick Henry, Saquon,
Lamar. Yeah, there is a whole list of names for that one.
Yeah. Defensive player of the year. I mean, you got TJ
Watt. Fucking, there's a dude for. Fuck. I think he's on Cleveland too, and it's not even.
It's not.
Well, I was gonna put Aiden Hutchinson up there.
Yeah, I would have put Aiden
up until
Hutchinson.
He got injured.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's not Myles Garrett.
No, not Myles Garrett. Or was it the Bengals that the dude was on? But yeah, there's a dude on I think it's Cleveland or the Bengals that is leading the league in sacks at 11 right now.
The thing is, I would look at the Chargers. The Chargers have a lot of. I mean, a lot of their wins are coming based off of their defense. So there's a whole bunch of people who can look in that.
Yeah.
All right, I guess it is too early. It's too early to do a lot of this.
That's why I'm saying like I'm not going to write anything
Rookie
down.
Of the year, Jaden Daniels for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to include Marvin Harrison Jr. in that conversation, but it's just
he has like a game where he's popping off.
It's
maybe a couple in a row, and then it's just like all right.
Unless Jaden Daniels takes an absolute shit. Because I mean, you also got Malik Neighbors, who's also really good. The problem is he's just on the
on a shitty
Giants
team.
Yeah. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse on the Rams. He's
Yep.
been tearing it up right now. He's fucking like I
I
think
don't know
he's-
how many picks Cooper DeJean has, but I know he's been playing.
Yeah.
He's been playing pretty fucking well though,
He is, yeah.
and it's not you know.
Well, the Steelers also have a rookie.
Fuck.
I can't remember his name either right now, but he has I think like
I know who you're
doesn't
saying.
he have like
but-
4 picks too?
Yeah, fucking Gibson.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Gibson. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his first pick was also off of Aaron. His first 2 picks were off Aaron
And
Rodgers.
wasn't one of those? No, one of them wasn't a
One
pick
of,
six.
I think one was a pick 6.
Okay.
And like Aaron Rodgers said he would sign his ball because in
Yeah.
the post, like, and then on the next
Matt
day,
McAfee or he had the Pat McAfee show. Yeah.
was just like, "Will you sign that ball?" And he goes like,
Yeah. Fucking,
"Aaron Rodgers, old man, fucking, I guess,
yeah.
send it my way." And I was just like, "All right, that's
Can't
a pretty
guarantee he's gonna write anything nice on it.
no." But like, I think Aaron Rodgers also understands he's been in the game long enough. Where
Yeah.
it's just
I
like,
mean, future Hall of Famer.
yeah, it's just like,
Young. Yeah.
yeah.
I think we hit everything on our
Yeah.
list to talk about today.
Do we want to make our picks or
For what?
potential outline for the NFL, like playoffs and whatnot?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's just go off standings. That one will be a little bit easier.
Do you want to do wild cards or do you just want to do?
We can throw in the wild cards.
Okay.
So as of right now, this is kind of what it's looking like. You got KC at number 1.
Just because they're 9-0, I don't think
Yeah.
they really should be. leading the-
Buffalo Bills, Steelers, Ravens, Chargers. Oh wait, this is not in order. 1, 2, 3. Texans are at number 4. Okay, all right. This is by. It'll be easier to do by division. So,
Mhm.
oh shit, hold up. They already have a playoff prediction right here. So for the AFC, you got KC, Buffalo, Steelers, and then Texans, with the Ravens coming at number 5, Chargers at number 6, and Denver at number 7. And then the Colts and Bengals are currently tied right now. Wins tie break over Cincinnati based on best win percentage in conference games. So they're looking more at conference games than they are division games on that one. But I definitely think you can see if the Dolphins win out, you can see them sneak into the wild card. That is going to be my hot topic for like wild card position.
Yeah.
Everything else, I think, looks fine.
The only one that I would say
Chargers, Broncos.
Broncos. Here's the thing: Chargers, yes, I think they can get in there. Broncos, maybe. Colts, no.
Yeah, Colts, no, and that's why I'm sitting here thinking like
Cleveland, Miami, maybe.
And Cincinnati has a shot too, but we're probably
Sorry, not Cleveland. I meant Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, but
the people, yeah.
Yeah, the people are, if they watch long enough, they should know what we mean. It's probably going to be the same story though throughout all these teams, is that like as long as they win out, they have a chance.
The one I'm most worried about for the NFC, the Falcons, Arizona.
I think for locks,
Detroit, Philly,
yep.
the Commanders.
Yes.
I don't really want to put the Vikings in as a lock.
Or the Commanders. Or, I mean, not the Commander, the Broncos. The Packers.
Yeah. Just because, like, when you're looking at, like, the NFC West is still wide open. Even with the Rams loss, I still think they can rally back.
Yep.
And still win that division.
The NFC North is a very tight-knit, fucking rough.
Except for Chicago.
Yeah, which literally 3 weeks ago we were saying, "Holy fuck, what's
Which I mean,
going
they're
on?"
only 4-5.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
they just got a new offensive coordinator, I believe.
yeah, and if
Maybe.
we're able to say Cincinnati, who's at number 9, along with Chicago,
The thing is, like, I'm seeing more stuff I like come out of Cincinnati than
Same.
I am out of Chicago.
So some side note here. Win tie breaks over LA Rams based on head-to-head win percentage. Division tie break was initially used to eliminate Seattle. LA Rams wins the tie over Seattle based on head-to-head percentage.
Mm.
So this is obviously just predictions in the middle of the week on what they're picking. And yeah, I want to say the Commanders are definitely more of a lock than who. Oh fuck, have the Phillies in their fucking division. So
The Eagles.
Phillies, Eagles, whatever. So like I think they're a lock in the wild card
Either one of those two
right
teams.
now.
Here's
Yeah,
the thing, because like, what if the Commanders go in there and beat Philadelphia? Are you going
yeah.
to say that like, oh, yeah, you know?
Well,
But one of those two teams are
yeah,
definitely going to make it into the
yeah.
playoffs.
Sorry. Thank you for explaining what I was thinking,
Yes,
but I wasn't
yeah.
able to say.
I just don't want. I mean, we don't
RV,
get,
yeah, yeah,
But like, if anyone was to make a comment in the thing, I got you back.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
San Francisco, I think they have a much harder chance to get into the playoffs. They're definitely fighting and scraping every game going forward.
And the thing is like they're starting to get their pieces back off of like injury.
Yeah,
But you don't see like a massive increase when they're getting a lot of these
yeah.
star powers back. Like they just got CMC back.
Mhm.
It was his first game back, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of like these next 2 games. I was going to be looking at like,
Yeah.
because I mean, tendonitis on your Achilles
Mhm.
is fucking pretty rough.
Yeah. Because like you're walking
Here's-
around constantly
I've
either
had
way.
fucking like a problem with my Achilles
Yeah.
before. It is one of those things that you wake up and as soon as you start moving, it is
There.
it's
It's
just
there and you know it.
Yeah.
And so like I
It's
don't
hard to
blame.
walk, let alone fucking run.
Yeah.
Like,
And so he's
it's
finally
not
back
exactly
now.
something you can like work out a
Yeah.
ton. Like, there's not.
No.
Yeah.
And so like you have to recondition yourself. So like not only are you getting done with like he might have been good 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
but he needed to rework himself back into playing condition
Mm-hmm.
to where he's like, all right, cool, I'm
Yeah. Like
comfortable with getting back
I
on the
can
field.
walk again, but
Yeah. And it was like I can walk and I can do some running, but I'm not ready to play on the field. I'm not
Mhm.
ready to make dynamic moves. I
Mhm.
need a couple more weeks.
Mm.
And so that's why he probably stuck on IR a couple weeks instead of just being questionable.
Which why
Um,
rush yourself back early in the season? Just so
Exactly.
like.
Especially with an Achilles, you don't want that to hit you.
And I mean, when you're kind of looking at it early on, you're like, we got Debo, we got Brandon IU,
Yeah.
we got Kittle. That team can do just fine without
Yeah.
me.
And
And then, I mean,
yeah,
they slowly,
fall apart. Yeah.
Debo gets hospitalized with pneumonia,
Mhm.
and Brandon Ayuk, his is a MCL or
Yeah.
something got
Something.
torn.
Yeah. And then Kittle with his chest and his
yeah.
hamstrings, knee, like he's
He,
had
he's
injuries. He's been
old.
playing through.
Yeah.
And like every week I get these like questionable updates for George Kittle. I'm like, no,
The
please.
problem is he's just,
Well,
he's been
and like
around for a
even then they're
while.
saying he's playing through his like
Yeah.
his sore like they're saying it's more soreness
Mm-hmm.
that it's just been compacting a week over week. So
Sure.
like
Yeah.
in the playoffs, I'm worried about Kittle more than
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah.
He might be able to drag the 49ers there if everybody else is injured or like in and out of being injured.
Mm.
I don't see him making it through in the playoffs if he's this banged up throughout
The
the
thing
season.
is, George Kittle is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he's just
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those psycho players. I think if you get him on enough of those like feel good
Yeah.
medicine, that
Yeah.
he'll be
You
okay.
pump him till morphine's coming out of his ears, and he's like, "All right, dog, I'm out of here."
I don't think it's morphine. What is it that they use? It's not lidocaine. God, I can't think of what it's called.
Perk?
No, maybe.
It's not the perks, dog.
Uh, but yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything else we want to talk
No.
about here.
No, yeah. I mean,
Potential video not going out Saturday.
no, it'd be
But we're
for
going to record potentially Saturday,
Saturday or
which we already
Sunday.
talked about.
Yeah.
It's the field goal kicking challenge.
Yep.
We'll see how that goes. Depending
We
on
might
how
leak.
much we like it, we'll probably
Yeah.
do more kind of sports related
Yeah.
challenges, especially after our abysmal 1v1 that we just
Yeah.
had in basketball. Maybe we can
I'll
record
document my coaching you up
that.
for
Yeah.
your 1v1 with your girl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, That's more of a joke. I don't know if we'll actually do that one.
No, I
But
don't think so.
the field goal kicking is more for our 69th episode, which is coming up, and that one I do want to spend more time editing
Mm-hmm.
compared to like
What
stuff
we
in the
usually do,
yeah.
yeah.
Our long form content
Mm.
should be that one. I want to throw in more jokes and
Yeah.
but a much longer episode than I anticipated, but I'm not mad about
The
it.
poor boys are just starving.
Yeah, the poor.
Aaron's looking at Josh like a chicken leg.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. I'm joined again by my co-host Matty Heavy and I'm Matty Light. Thank you guys all for coming.
Bye.